Okay, Grim, what are you recording with? Oh, metal? Never mind then. Erica, what are you recording with? It's just started raining where I am. Seems everything has wanted to stop me from saying my truth. Or at least, that's ridiculous. My own version of events, I should say. Uh, yeah, it almost is like it's a sign. Sorry, but who's here? Who's here? Right, Erica, remind me what you're recording with? Oh God, trying to load your DMs right now. OBS? Okay, great. Have you started? Okay. She has started, which means I will also begin. It is very obvious that some things are going down within the order state. Now, again, before we even begin, I want to say this. I am not trying to start shit, but I have been lied about in all the announcements. So that's real. And honestly, by and large, I don't care what most people think of me. But I view everyone here as my friend, which means I just want to clear things up. Okay, I do not. The last thing I want you to do, so not at all, is to betray Alexander or the Order State. That is not what this is about, and I cannot stress hard enough that you should not even consider betraying the Order State or Alexander. Okay, no, just no. So now that I've gotten that out the way, and I hope everyone understands that, we're still hearing me just fine, right? Okay. Anyway, now that we've gotten this out the way, I'm going to explain from my perspective everything that's going on. So, a couple of days ago, a few days ago, um, I was in the Smith Network server. Actually, no, I was in school. I got a ping from the Smith Network server. Ashley, uh, or Ashiva M. Smith, whatever they go by nowadays, pinged me in the Verify server for roles. Now, I've seen this person has been rolled as vice president, okay? And the bot couldn't give it to them. Now, I wasn't very happy because when we initially merged back together, when Patrick came back, which I was more than happy to do so, if any of you remember, what happened was, right, yeah. I saw him in the network, asked me for roles, the bot couldn't give it. Now I was furious because I was the only vice president. That was clear. Everything we agreed upon essentially hinged upon that because I wanted to make sure I was in a position of responsibility where I could take care of all of you if need be. Um, we got that. So I was angry that I thought someone who had come back for like 3 days was given the vice president role. So I went into Patrick's DMs. I wasn't very happy. After all, who would be? Um, I essentially said that if this wasn't reversed, then I would resign. I would split. Oh, hold on, Certipon's in my DMs. Uh, Never mind. If anyone is DMing me, I won't be able to read them. Okay, I'll just tell you that right now. No, we're not splitting again. We're not splitting again. Again, the last thing I want us all to do is to split. That is not what is going on. So back then I threatened that. And then he clarified to me that Ashley, among others, were ranked vice president because he was too lazy to do a dev role in the Smith network. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I was furious, but I calmed down because, shit, I was wrong. I'll take that. That was I'd say, not the catalyst, but that was like the first step. Now, a couple days later, on the 20th, we all, Patrick and his Imperatorial office started cropping up. Scuba had his office, and that cropped up. So I was like, hey, I said to both of them, and we were in a call. I was like, hey, can I have my own? And they jokingly denied it, which, to be fair, at that point, I kind of understood it was a joke. So I went ahead and made the arrangements anyways. Shit, I'll have to give Cert the role, I think. Oh, never mind, he's in here. I'm retarded. Anyway, I was making the arrangements, doing XYZ, ensuring that I would have an office. Now, in that same call where they were denying me, however, I wanted to hire Dom to my office. Now, unbeknownst to me at this time, Patrick had already previously offered him a position within his office. Again, unbeknownst to me, I'll clarify. But Dom, to me, it looked like he was about to say yes. But then, again, to me, it looked like Patrick and Scuba were trying to poach him into their own offices, which what I live by is essentially if you want to joke around verbally, that's okay, right? Joking, ah, shit. Am I cutting out all the time? Come on, guys, let's not argue right now. Erica, am I cutting out all the time? Erica, use the stage chat, by the way. I won't be able to read DMs, as I've said. Yeah, I don't want you guys arguing. Come on. This isn't the time to be arguing. Anyway, I'll assume that I'm not cutting out. So again, I was furious because I live by, verbal jokes, whatever. They're jokes, 100%. But as soon as you start taking actions that are masked behind jokes, that's when I start getting unhappy. And that's when I start thinking things are serious. Okay? I don't know if anyone else can agree with that, if anyone else feels the same way, but that's how I live by. So, I get really pissed off. Okay? Like really, really pissed off. Because again, I didn't see this as a joke. I thought they were unironically trying to, sideline me, trying to discount me, even though everything that I've done has been ultimately for the Order State in one way, shape, or form. Now, yeah, okay. Anyway, 2 days go by. I'm not, we haven't talked. Sorry, a day goes by, we don't talk, we're furious. I'm furious. And then they have an officer meeting that was announced in one of the group chats. They, as all the praetors, Dom instead of Aqua, Scuba, and Patrick. Okay, they have an officer meeting that I guess I wasn't invited to. We'll disclose why later. I got in game. I was bored. I viewed Patrick and I saw all of them in his little bunker in his office. And granted, I was still angry from the prior night. I won't deny that. I went in and I killed all of them. Yeah, inside that bunker, Grim. I went inside and I shot all of them in game. And then Patrick sends me this arrest warrant in my DMs. Arrest and liquidation warrant, actually. And essentially, I told him that if he wasn't going to have the balls to send it out, he shouldn't have threatened me with it. Nothing happened at that point in time. Okay. So anyway, we move forward. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn the chat off right now. It's too distracting. Move forward. He gets pissed off. I'm pissed off. We leave it all federal. Okay, we were all super serious in our DMs. I can't look at it if it's on the side of the screen. I had the tab open. Anyway, we're getting all serious, and then we leave it there. Okay, he doesn't reply after I said it's not much of a meeting without all of the commanders. Essentially, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing right now. And sorry. And moving on from there, today I realized that, maybe I should talk to him and explain my point of view. Okay? Because up until today, he didn't know about what I just told you. And I didn't know that Dom was hired beforehand. So yeah, we got into a group call. It was Scuba, Patrick, and I, because we asked Cosmic and Kyrwin both to be there to mediate, but Cosmic and Football and Kyrwin was off, which, whatever, people of lives. But essentially, I explain my point of view. Dom gets added to clarify that he was actually hired by Patrick beforehand. And again, I said then that I didn't know. I know now. And so after that happened, I apologized because I was in the wrong. Okay, I'll take that 100%. I fucked up. But then what happens is beyond me, okay? Because I go in there and I wanted to make peace, essentially, to end the drama. Because my whole spiel this whole time has been stability. If you've been here for a little while, you know that. I hate it when any form of infighting happens within the order state, within anything, okay? Because loyalty to Alexander is everything that matters, and it's the only thing that matters. So, I want to put an end to it. Then and there, I learn that apparently a decision was made to sideline to tell me to go on LOA for a couple weeks. Okay? Now that in itself is not so bad. That in itself I would have taken. But what they wanted me to do was go into the biweekly and read out a statement. Okay? I posted that statement in the presidential announcements channel. That's a screenshot. So in the announcement, he says, prior to his withdrawal, Raynard G. Smith submitted a personal statement. This one I did not submit. I did not write. That is the one they wanted me to read out, and that is the one that I would not read out, no matter what, because it's just wrong. Okay, those are lies. I've told you I'll take the hit for the for the Dom thing. I did shoot up the meeting. It distracted them for 30 whole seconds max because they were in VC. I know it didn't fuck anything up. It wasn't as drastic as Patrick was trying to paint it out to be. And in this statement, it says, I acknowledge that my actions showed immaturity and poor judgment. At times, I was childish and insubordinate, and I mishandled responsibilities that were entrusted to me. In doing so, I caused strain not only within the structure that I serve, but also amongst those closest to me. These were lapses in discipline, not intent. I accept responsibility for them fully. I don't agree with that because, okay, I mean, that's not even looking at that second half. I don't agree with that because, quite frankly, again, I've told you what is true and what has happened. I'm not trying to lie to make myself look good, but I do want to dissuade these falsehoods that have been leveled against me. My actions showed immaturity and poor judgment, barely. Okay? Shooting up in a Praetor meeting where they're all in VC, it's bad, but it's not this bad, okay? It's not this level of, punishment worthy. So I wouldn't read this out. I was considering rewriting one after I spoke to Alec, but essentially after I told him I wasn't reading that out in the group chat and I was not sending any of that out in the group chat, I left the call. I bid him farewell. I wish I basically said goodbye. I can't remember if I told him to have a nice day. I wished them goodbye, and that was that. Okay? That was it. And then a couple minutes later, I'm talking to someone and I find out that I get kicked out from the Supreme Command group chat. Let me see if I've been kicked out of the Grand Council. I have not been kicked out of the Grand Council yet. Anyway, so the Grand Council of Xanderism is another command group chat we have for context. Anyway, he kicks me out of all that, so, I understand that everything is in motion. There is about a dozen, not dozen, I was thinking about 3 different things I could do. All of them explosive, all of them not rude, but all of them bad. Hey Dom, how you doing? I know you're in class right now, so I hope you have headphones on. That's all. Oh shit, where was I? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I just walked out to hear this, so.
I got kicked out the group chats. I knew it was on. Again, I wasn't gonna do anything until I spoke to Alec, and I have options. Okay, in my position as viceroy, all Patrick did after that meeting was derank me in the Order State main group. He didn't do anything in the divisional groups. He could not take my Discord perms in the main server, and yeah, there's something personal that I won't bring up. But essentially, I could have done 2 things there. I could have AA'd every single divisional group of the Order State, because I'm pretty sure Viceroy has banned perms. I'm not sure, but I know it for certain has kicked perms. I could have kicked everyone out the divisions just to be a pain in the ass. I could have AA'd the whole order state. I could have AA'd the main Discord if I wanted to. But I didn't because, yeah, I'm mature, but I didn't because I'm loyal to Alexander. That is what I'm here for. I am here because he wants me here, or at least he wanted me here. I'm here because, I want to work here and I want to do the best that I can for him because I believe in him and I am loyal to him, and that is all. So I didn't do any of these explosive things that I could have done. And I wasn't even going to do this. But they forced my hand by essentially lying about me and painting me out to be some villain that I have essentially just proven to you that I'm not. Okay? Now, right after I'm done here, the first thing I'm going to do is see if Alec's available to talk because I want to make sure nothing happens to all of you for hearing my side of the story. Because, and I think I've been pretty impartial and unbiased during my recounting of the situation. I mean, people can feel free to point out where they think I might have omitted some details or something along those lines. But I mean, I've been here for too long to want to tear everything down. Okay, I mean, I could have nuked all the infrastructure that I've worked on. I knew about this. I knew about the LOA beforehand, before I went into that conversation with Patrick. Now, this might lead some of you to think, well, did you go talk to him just to hopefully avoid everything? And I mean, in part, yes. But the other part is that, I like the guy and I don't want trouble for anybody. Okay? That's it. I don't want trouble for anybody. And I will reiterate, I would not have done this if they had not lied about me. And by they, I mean he. I would not have done this if he had not lied about me or done what I perceive to have been a lie. But instead, we have. Hence I've asked people to record. Asked people to record here. Asked people to hear me out. Okay, that's all. I hope my explanation of the situation has been satisfactory. If you want to ask any questions, then you may feel free to use the stage chat to do so. I will answer them the best I can and the least biased that I can. No. We'll move on to that in a second. But just for now, I want to ask everyone if there's anything they think needs clarifying, if anything they think I've said is wrong. I mean, anything at all. Call me out if you want. I don't mind because I believe in humility, and I believe that I'm accountable to everyone. Otherwise, I would not be in leadership. We'll talk about leaving and whatnot later, okay? Call me out on being left hanging, but I keep being nice to them. That's kind of strange. No, we do not rebel. And here again, Michael, I think you missed the part where I said I'm gonna go talk to Alec right after this to do my absolute best that no harm will come to you, any of you, your positions, whatever. Okay. I think for them to say that I have betrayed anyone. Yeah, why would harm come to you? Because Patrick has threatened, so essentially he has, I believe in the Smith Network has stated, leave or be hung. Something like that. Okay? I don't want to see any of you hung. Which is why, for like the fourth time now, I will go talk to Alec and I will make sure that nothing is, wrong with it. Now, that's essentially explained my take on the situation. What if Alec refuses? I don't know. We will see. I don't know. I will talk to him. I will do my best. If you must disassociate, I have no problem with you people disassociating with me because again, if he actually does start liquidating people, then I will have to ask you to stay away from myself because I'm a loyalist. I don't want any of you in trouble, and I don't want any of you out of the order state. Okay, let's not please no off with anyone's heads. I'm not I'm not gonna fall fighting because ultimately I don't want to start. I don't want to start anything. The whole point of this was for me to clear the air. It was really just for me to tell you all, no riots. I'm not who they say I am, but no riots, none at all. Town Howard all over again, Patrick. Holy, okay, that's been a while since that's happened. I wonder how the guy's doing anyway. Regardless, okay. Moving forward, everyone stays in the order state. I will leave. I will do what is necessary of me. Okay, and again, as I speak to Patrick, not Patrick, as I speak to Alec, we'll find out specifically what to do. I'm going to bargain to, I mean, my priority is to make sure nobody's punished for hearing me out. But from there, I will see what we can do about, people staying, people not leaving, blah, 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 blah. But yes, due to all of this, I have been removed from Viceroy and, okay, wait, let's not, yeah, no, Avery, no. I'm not calling Patrick a traitor. That is the last thing I'm doing. Again, I'm not doing this to stir shit, and I'm not doing this because I believe Patrick is a traitor. I am purely doing this to clear my own name because I don't want to go down as a traitor. Not when I've been through the better part of 2 years in this project. Not when they have tried to dox me, dox my girlfriend, and threaten me, I suppose, in the name of, making me flip on the order state or something. I have been attempted to be intimidated by Portia, by Arian, all these wannabe doxers. They have all come to me during, the peak of the pressure, when July 6th first happened, and even the bits after that. They've all come to me, and they've all tried to intimidate me into leaving. They have all tried to intimidate me into XYZ. Arian even came on an alt not less than a week ago, telling me to tell Alec to pack his bags because Xanderism was over. I could probably find the chat logs right now. Uh, uh, right. On the 16th, he says, Raynard, tread lightly, my boy. He came on and all. I don't know who he was. Next, I say, how so? And then he says a bunch of shit, but basically it says, suggest Alex starts packing his bags. Xanderism is finished. Then he pings me and says, so you want to make a plea deal? Question mark. I air him because I don't believe these people. They're fucking lying. That's all. I've been through too much to go down a traitor. And that is the only thing that I do not want to go down as, and that's a traitor. And I know I'm repeating myself often because I'm somewhat losing my train of thought. I got a lot to think about right now. But this is why I'm doing this, because I'm not a traitor and I don't want to say I'm a traitor. And ultimately, whether you guys stay or go, that's all on you, okay? I don't mind if you leave. I don't mind if you stay. I will try to make sure you're allowed to stay. But ultimately, if you all have to leave, that's okay with me, because you are all loyalists and I'm a loyalist. And that's all that matters ultimately. Bloodlines are, they're a fun LARP. Patrick's the president. Nobody's doubting that. And that's it. Okay? Moving forward, I'm involved in a few things out of the order state that you will be welcome to find me with. You can DM me about that if you want. What does he mean? Okay, basically he means that Ink will threaten you or liquidate you or something, which again, if you will all listen, I will speak to Alec and I will do my damnedest. I simply, and after I show him the video, I think he might come to agree that I really haven't done anything inflammatory. I haven't tried to lie about anyone. I haven't tried to start shit. I really just want people to know both sides of the story. Okay? That's the first thing I attempt to do anytime I find myself in drama. I will try and go find both sides of the story. Maybe less so nowadays because I'm busy and I got too much to worry about. Honestly, I'm confident in Alex's judgment as well. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm back. My roommate came back and I just had to make sure things. Anyway, yeah, that's a cough. Will I drop the Smith name? Not unless I'm asked to or told to. I will most likely revert to the random guy 501 from like 2019 if I'm asked to drop the Smith name. It's basically what I did, but in Chinese and more polite, Gerard. But yeah, going forward, as I've already said, I'm gonna talk to Alec and try and avoid a punishment for everyone for just listening to me. I will send out not a final announcement. I will send out just like an announcement after my meeting with Alec to either I deleted that Wawa. Come on. I will send out a final announcement to either tell you all you can leave or tell you all you can stay. But essentially, everyone that has come has great value to me as people. Not it's not that like I need people or whatever, but I've spent too long here and built too many connections with all of you to allow myself to be lied about and then ostracized. Because that's like the last thing that I want to happen. Okay, it's like I'll admit it's one of big fears of mine. Being alone is something I absolutely hate. And I mean, ultimately, I won't be alone, but I don't want it out there that I'm a traitor, okay? Because that's the last thing I am. And I think anyone who stayed around has seen that from the early days of July 6th to even around now. I'll admit the amount of work and quality, not even the quality, the amount of work I've done has definitely dropped off. But from my beginning within Octavium back in like December of 24, 25, I can't even remember, to now, not once have I think I've done wrong by Alec. Not once have I think I've done wrong by the Order State. And the longest break I took was a week when I was getting into the new school because I thought, hey, maybe I'll be really busy. I wasn't, so I came back. But that's another story. I thank you all for listening to me. Uh, I hope you will now make your independent and informed decisions on whom is right or wrong. And ultimately, it doesn't matter. You side with whoever you want so long as you remain loyal to Alexander. Okay? That's the only thing. That's the key thing. Do what you want. Side with Alec. Alec is the only way forward here. Now, I think I have. I've been banned from the network server. I don't know what Patrick will try and say about me. I don't know what he will do. If and I mean maybe he'll just tell the truth and spin it a bit like he always does. Thank you, Erica. But okay, come on. Can we not? Wawa, can we not? Thank you. But listen to what he has to say as well. I don't know what he'll do. I don't know if he'll threaten you. I don't know if he'll do whatever. We'll see. Okay? We'll see. Having said what I need to say, I hope you all, you know, get a takeaway from this. Again, I'm not asking you to side with anyone beyond Alexander. I just wanted to give you my side of the story. Yes, I am being removed from Xanderism and the Order State. That does not mean I will stop being loyal. That is the last thing I will do because, as I've already stated, and I will reiterate, I have an ample opportunity to A discords, to A groups, everything. I'm not going to, and I didn't when I had the chance because I would never do that. Okay, I will never do that, and I will always. I might joke about going to Lorkgard and saying, "Hey, make me Oberschrippenführer." I'm not gonna do it. Never will I do that. It's just stupid. That's all. Can I wrap it up? Oh, I'm sorry, Gerhard. Here, I've said all that needs to be said. You can all question me in my DMs. You can ask for clarifications. No war, Kenji. It doesn't help that you're saying it in Chinese. Again, and now that I've told you everything that's happened,
And you all know me as people. I think I want you all to ultimately make your own independent judgments of the situation. Be that siding with Patrick, myself. I really don't mind. Okay. Until then, until I make that announcement, saying that I've talked to Alec and we've come to a conclusion, though, I bid all of you farewell. Grim, relax. Okay, it's not that serious. I've been removed, but again, it doesn't stop me from being a loyalist just because I've been removed. And ultimately, if it's in Alec's will, I will work my way up again if I have to. Okay, I've done it once, I'll do it twice. Yeah, Grim, it's okay that you never liked him, and it's okay that I'm ultimately getting swept out. Ultimately, if they need me, they'll call me back. Right? That's how it always happens. They'll call me back. If they will or they won't, that's up to them. That's, whatever. Now, I hope you all have a nice morning, uh, evening, sorry, afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. um, you know, to borrow a line from Jim Carrey, in case I don't see you. What was it? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Bye, folks. I'll let you all know. Keep eyes peeled for the presidential announcements.